Hey, what's up? DFS Rico coming at you with my picks and insight for this League of Legends LPL 2-game slate on Monday, June 29th. We got ourselves a 2-game slate. We'll have a 2-game slate today and tomorrow for the LPL, and then Wednesday we'll have our 4-game slates with 2 LCKs and 2 LPLs. The only thing that bugs me is always on Sundays, they always increase the prize pool on all these League of Legends contests. Like, Sunday's always the biggest, and which is kind of rough because it's a 2-game slate, so there's going to be a lot of ties up the top. If you end up getting first, you probably tie with like 30 people anyways, so unless the lineup's really, really different. But in a 2-game slate, it's really hard to differentiate yourself. Yesterday, I did end up going 3-1 with my picks. LNG let us down against Vici Gaming. Vici Gaming finally won again, I guess. They're still a bad team in my opinion. Both of the teams are bad. It was a toss-up. If you saw the odds, they were just 50-50 practically. But all the other teams ended up winning. JD Gaming, it was practically 2-0s across the board. Then JD Gaming 2-1, but they still had one of the highest scores in the slate. Like I mentioned, it was going to be a big slate with favorites probably winning. Ended up not being able to fight mid laner AD carry in the captain spot. I think I was able to fit like Chovy in there, making some moves around. But yeah, I had a good night though. Wasn't a bad night. This slate, though, we got a pretty easy slate, in my opinion. You got EDG versus DMO, and you got FPX versus V5. Before I get started into all this stuff, if you can like, comment, subscribe, I really do appreciate it. I've been getting more subscribers every day, more comments every day. I like the feedback I've been getting. And like I did say earlier this week, I did want to start a Patreon today, which I did end up starting. I have it over here, DFS Rico, for $5. As of now, it's just going to give you LPL and LCK concept, but for $5 a month, I don't want to say I can guarantee you, but I can lead you in the right direction to where you should make that back in a day or two. You know what I mean? $5 I feel like could go a long way if we just get a nice little community going. Like I say, I'm doing LPL and LCK right now because that's the one I know most about. But I have been touching up on like LEC and LCS, which I probably will be doing like a write-up for each of those, maybe once a week because they do play only on the weekends. And maybe I'll just do like the LEC on Friday and the LCS on Saturday. Something I'm in the works of doing, which you'll still get that just for $5 a month. And when other sports come back, the price would stay the same. For people, like the thing I want to do is for the guys that have supported me early on, because I have some guys in the comments that have been with me when I had like 20 subscribers, it seems like. I don't have that many now, but the goal is to get bigger eventually, you know? And I feel like I can lead. I know a lot about the sports that I'm really into. Like, I won't give you content on NASCAR or other stuff, MMA, golf. I'm not huge on that stuff, but the ones I really like, I will try to give you guys the best content, and I'll provide you with content that I know about. I'm not going to try to just bullshit you guys and give you content for sports that I'm not really confident in giving you advice about. But yeah, it's kind of just going to be to support me and then kind of create a community. You get the Discord access. I did start a Discord as well. So you'll get the Discord access, the stack ownerships, and the game-by-game breakdown write-up that I will do every day, the game-by-game. And then the Discord just going to give you access to message me directly. Maybe you have some questions. If we get a couple people in there, everybody could bounce ideas off of each other. And what I want to do is for like the first 10, maybe 15, depending how it goes, I want to keep their price at $5. But eventually when I get, I would assume like 10 or 15, I will probably bump that up to $10. And which in that point I will be doing more sports, I hope, at that point. Because I plan on getting into baseball, football, and basketball. Those are the sports I feel really confident in myself that I can bring you good content as well. So if you sign up now for $5, you will be getting content to all that when they all come back. And you will keep your $5. Even when I bump for the first 10 guys, maybe 15, depending how I said, they will keep their $5 price practically forever. But once it starts getting pricier, whatever price you come in at, if I change it from 10 to 25, not 25, if I change it from 10 to 15 eventually, let's say, your price will get bumped up. So I'm trying to just try to look out for the guys that have been with me for the beginning, that have been supporting from the start. And kind of you'll just be grandfathered in. I'll keep you guys at $5. No matter how pricey my thing gets, you'll be getting $5 content for all these other sports once they all come back, which is a good deal in my opinion. I'm trying to look out for the little guys as well. I try to look out for each other. So this is something I want to do. I will also have the write-up. If you actually go to it now, I have 2 links right now. I have my write-up, and I have the link to the Discord server. So that's what I have on there if you do decide to sign up. I think that's really it on that I wanted to talk on. But let's get back to the slate. We got DMO versus Edward Gaming. Edward Gaming, massive favorites. Dominus Esports, one of the worst teams in the split. They rank like in the bottom of every statistical category in the LPL. They did get one game against Suning. So last time they went out, they hadn't won a game at all. And they came out against Suning, and I did mention people that will play Suning, which will have like 40% ownership, which they did, will end up getting punished if Dominance wins the game. And they ended up winning. And the scores on Suning weren't that good, so we ended up cashing pretty well that day. But I don't think that happens tonight. I think Edward Gaming 2-0s them. And then you got Fun Plus Phoenix against Victory 5, the game that's a lot closer. I mean, you can see the odds are a lot closer. Victory 5 has been a really good team this split. Fun Plus Phoenix has been not as good as they could have been, but the last time they came out, they really dominated and proved why they were one of the best teams in the world. But that's really it. I'm going with Edward Gaming, and I'm going with Fun Plus Phoenix. Edward being the one that I would like the most, and I'm pretty sure everyone's going to like them the most just because they're in a fantastic matchup. Let's get over to the game-by-game breakdown. We've got DMO versus EDG. Like I mentioned, DMO finally won one game. Doesn't mean they've won a match. They won one game. They're 1-12 on the split. They've been getting 2-0 all the time. I don't see that changing tonight with a team like Edward Gaming, which really thrives in this matchup. They're going to have a really fun time. The only thing that I would mention, jungle position. Let's go over to the starting lineup. Sorry about that. We got the starting lineups. Everything stays the same for both of these teams. Crap. Everything stays the same for both of these teams. Both top, everything. And then this game is the same. BMO made some changes last time out. The only thing with EDG that you always have to worry about is the jungle position. Jai Jai and Junjia. Jai Jai is starting today. He did start the last time out, but they kind of alternated every start this split. So that's one thing that worries me. They've subbed in and out in games, in matches as well. So be careful. If you do play Jai Jai, be careful that if they blow them out game one, who knows? They might just put Junjia in their game two just to mess around at that point. They practically know they're going to win. So I can see them doing something like that. But that's the main thing I would worry about in that game. But like I mentioned, I like this team a lot. If I'm going to be playing anyone, it is going to be Scout in the mid lane. I prefer him over BBD because BBD is filling in for Hope. Hope is still out with that. I think he had like something with his lung, a collapsed lung. So he's going to be out for a little bit, and BBD will be starting. And he looked solid in the first game. I mean, they didn't really miss a step. They played top esports last time out, and they looked pretty solid. Somebody I would pair him up with is Ioti in the top lane. And even like a 3-man stack to be different, because a lot more ownership will go over to this game for sure. Playing like a 3-man stack like that wouldn't be a bad idea. Or even if you want to do a 4-man stack, I don't mind switching the AD carry out or the jungler. You can, like I said, just be careful with Jai Jai. But I do like him as well as a play. It's kind of what I'm looking at. Not really looking at anyone for DMO. EDG is just a better team, and DMO is one of the worst teams in every stat in the LPL. Then the next game is the one that's interesting. You got FPX versus V5. FPX, starting this split, was struggling. I mean, they lost their first match of the season when they were huge, massive favorites. After that, they've just been kind of coasting. And even last time going out, I did pick them to lose versus E-Star, but I did say FPX will either come out and prove why they're one of the best teams in the world, or they're going to come out and be average and E-Star will pull off the win. They came out and proved why they were one of the best teams. So if they play like that in this matchup, there's no way I see V5 winning. Like, FPX is one of the best teams in the world for a reason. Across the board, they're just better, in my opinion. The only one that you can possibly say is a slight challenge is the LWX and the SamD in the AD carry position. But SamD hasn't played a team to the level of FPX. I'm talking like the FPX, the JDGs, the TESs. They haven't played none of those teams. RNG was the best team they played. They did 2-0 them. But I'd have to see it against a team like this. And if they pull off this, then I'll be believers in them. But today I do have FPX winning that matchup, purely in part because of the mid lane, because DoinB is just a lot better than Mole. Mole dies a lot in the mid lane. DoinB dies a lot as well, but he actually dies more. But the thing is, the way that they play, that FPX plays, that's just their style. They play aggressive. They try to get ahead. They put a lot of pressure on the lanes, and I feel like that's what they're going to try to do to make V5 uncomfortable. Different, V5 likes to slow the pace down, which they've been good at. But like I said, they haven't played a team like FPX. And in this matchup, I really like Tion in the jungle, and I really like doing B. Tion's going to be the key piece to start that pressure early on. In victories and losses, he's been really solid, over 870 points in all those victories. Just the bad game was the first start of the season, which I think was just they came in underestimating their opponent. But I think everything changes. In this game, for sure, I like FPX to win this match. I can see the argument for V5 winning. V5 is actually top 3 in a lot of stats. Team stats like Dragon Control, Objective Control, like every Objective Control, they're top 3 in the LPL. So if anyone's just looking at paper and stats, they probably will go V5. But FPX is the defending champions for a reason. World champions for a reason. They got the same team. Doing B in the mid lane is a problem. I think he's going to give Mole a lot of trouble in the mid lane. And Tion will give Wei a lot of trouble in the jungle position. But yeah, if you subscribe to my Patreon, you'll have the write-up. You'll have the ownership projections on the stacks. You'll have direct access to me on the Discord. So just make sure you get over and do that if you want to support. $5. It's not much, I think, for the amount of money we could all win together, as a team. That's all I want to build, is a good community, a good team. So just don't forget, check it out. I'm going to link it in the description if you guys want to sign up. And if you don't, just ask me questions in the comments. I'll gladly get back to you guys. I'm not just going to ignore you guys in the comments just because you aren't signed up. I'll still try to get back to you. But I will obviously try to give a little more nuggets to the guys in the Discord. But yeah, thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you.